she was in her house, and I have this aunt who, of course, is very like supernatural. She feels things, she senses things, and like a man, but like not a man. Like he's like literally just like, do you know what like a skinwalker is?
Yeah.
Like a skinwalker. Like I can't move at all. It's like sleep paralysis.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CM 102 podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us. She's gonna get the underworld. So we're gonna be talking about ghosts and scary stories, legends and myths. So today we have Kim. Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm very tired, but I'm very excited to be on.
Okay, wonderful. Well, if you can tell us a little about some scary experience you've ever had in your life or your family.
I actually have a lot of stories. For a little bit of background, my family is Caribbean, so we believe in the supernatural and everything spiritual. So I would say we are a little bit more prone to have a lot more scary stories. I guess one of them would be when I saw a ghost in my living room.
And how did that happen?
So I was around 7, and I was in my living room. Okay, it's a little bit scary to me to be retelling, but I was jumping from couch to couch to turn on my TV, and in the middle of my living room just appears a man who's dressed like he's going to a funeral, and he's somehow, how's the word, like clear, but not clear. Like I can see him very clearly, and he's like, I can't move at all. It's like sleep paralysis. And I'm just like there looking at him. He's moving very slowly. He's very ominous. He has his fist clenched, just moving straight towards my living area, towards my room. And then he just disappears. And I couldn't scream, I couldn't cry. My mom was in the kitchen. I couldn't do anything. And I think that was like one of my scariest stories ever, because nobody believes me that it happened, because I couldn't scream or cry or move until after it finished.
And how long did you stay in that position, like just froze there?
It felt like 2 seconds, but in reality, I know it was 2 seconds, but it felt like longer.
For like what, like 10 minutes, 5 maybe?
Probably, yes. I just felt really scared, really just stuck in that position. And he was a clear man, just appeared in the middle of my living room when I'm just jumping from couch to couch as a little kid.
Oh, wow. And did anyone in your family like recently pass away or something? Because I know sometimes they'll like come back. I have some stories with my grandma about that a lot too. So maybe it will probably be that.
I would say no, but I did get the vibe that he was dressed for a funeral. He was wearing a top hat and all black clothing. So maybe, but personally, I do not know anyone in my family who passed away recently.
Oh, yeah, because I have one story that my grandma just told me like yesterday about how like one of her closest friends like passed away, and then he visited, like the same day he passed away, he visited her and he was like, bye, and then he just like disappeared. So I think it's something like, I don't know, something that could probably happen, but at the same time it's like not so sure. And I know a lot of people don't believe about like paranormal stuff, like ghosts or like legends, but I feel like in the Caribbean and like South America it like happens a lot. So do you have any stories from like your family that things that has happened to them?
Actually, I do have a crazy story now that you mentioned somebody passing away. About 3 years ago, my great-grandmother passed away, and my grandmother was visiting the Dominican Republic, and she was in her house, and I have this aunt who, of course, is very like supernatural. She feels things, she senses things, and she was just doing her luggage like normal. It's in the kitchen. She passes by the kitchen, my aunt who senses these things, and she sees my great-grandmother's ghost just looking over the luggage. And in a way, my family believed that was like protecting, you know, the luggage, protecting my grandma's voyage back home. But that's, I don't know, that's crazy. Like that you mentioned seeing dead people, because that's, she went to go visit for her funeral.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I know that like in the culture, sometimes like in my kind of like culture, we have this thing that's like the souls of the purgatory, that you have to like pray for them like every single day. And my grandma used to do that. Like she would like pray every single day for like protection and stuff. And then if you miss like even one day, they were like, it will cost you something. And she told me that one time she like missed one day because she went out to party, and then she was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then she had a dream about like, you know how like the nuns dress like all black dress, but the persons were like all covered in black, you couldn't see their face or anything, and then they were all surrounding the bed, and then she was like trying to pray, and they were like answering the prayer too. But then when she woke up the next morning, she was like all rolled in like the mattress, and she was like suffocating too. So that same day, she was like, don't ever do that to me. I'll never ever pray for you ever again. And they never came back. So it's like, but at the same time, it's something that they would, like back then in the time, they would use to like protection. Because she did tell me that one time she left like everything, like the clothes, you know how they like left the clothes outside to like dry and stuff. So she left everything because she was feeling lazy that day. And then the next morning, someone like robbed the house next to hers, but for them to like get to the other house, they had to pass her patio. So she was like, oh, why didn't they rob my house too? And then the neighbor, they were like, oh, supposedly they saw like people there, so that's why they just like didn't rob the place, and nobody was there, so it was like the spirits. So does your family has like something similar to that? Or
I can't think of anything that my family has similar to that. I mean, I guess with the dreams part, I did have a really scary dream once that still sticks with me. Mm-hmm. That was kind of similar, but it was weird. It was like I was sleeping regularly in my like childhood bedroom, and I woke up supposedly in my dream. Like I woke up, I went to go find my grandmother, and I just keep seeing like these orbs flying around, and I just feel like a really ominous feeling again. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking around trying to find my grandmother. Everyone's hectic in my household. They're just like walking around like screaming, and I'm like, what's going on? And then they're like, oh, like we have like a hex put on us from back home. And I'm like, what? And then she's like, yeah, you don't see things thrown around, and things are just like being thrown around in my house. And obviously I'm like, I feel like I'm awake. Mm-hmm. So I'm like scared. I'm like, what's going on? And then so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. So then I go back to sleep in my room, and then I wake up again. So I'm like, okay, this is real this time. And I'm looking at like my window. Like for some reason I just got a reason to look at my window. Like I just needed to. And there is like a man, but like not a man. Like he's like literally just like, do you know what like a skinwalker is? Yeah. Like a skinwalker. Mm-hmm. He's like all hunched over, and he's literally just looking at me, but he has no head. Across the street, it's nighttime. Mm-hmm. There's like one light lit on him, and I'm like just scared because I'm like I can't move again. But then like okay, I close my curtain. I go find my grandma. She's like, okay, it's fine. Like just go back to sleep. And I'm like, okay, I'm going back to sleep. Still again, orbs all around the place. Everything being thrown around. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll go back to sleep. I'm hexed, whatever. I go back to sleep, and I think I'm finally waking up. No, I see my grandmother above me, chanting, what? Eyes rolling in the back of her head, like hands above me, like she's trying to like, I don't know, like suffocate me in a way. Mm-hmm. And she's just chanting words. I'm like, I'm scared, stop, I'm scared. No, she does not stop until I literally force myself to wake up for the final time, probably like the fourth time, and I'm actually awake. And I'm like shaking, scared in my bed, did not go back to sleep. It was like 4 a.m.
Oh my God. So that's crazy. So you think in the dream you could like move and talk and everything, right?
I could move and talk, ask why this was happening. I thought it was real, and then went back to sleep. Nope. Broke again. Nope.
That's insane. Do you think that you know how like sometimes people believe about like your soul get out or like your body when you go to sleep? You think that happened to you, and you kind of like, I don't know, went past some very deep root thing like witchcraft or something?
Maybe. I genuinely felt like I was cursed for a second because it was really scary, and
yeah, I can imagine.
It was like my grandmother on top of me chanting. But yes.
Okay, thank you so much for telling the story. Thank you so much for watching, and for a special guest today, Kimberly.